typically involves the building of something, be it layers of paint, mounds of clay, or pieces of wood. Destruction has also played an important role in art history. Claude Monet destroyed 30 of his paintings after having eye surgery for cataracts. John Baldessari cremated his pre-1970s work and baked the ashes into cookies to declare his transition from a painter to a conceptual artist. Whether as recreation, rebellion, or a spectacle, let's take a look at just 5 of these artists for whom destruction has served a critical meaning in art. Let's start things off with Robert Rauschenberg, an American painter. After his early monochrome white paintings, he envisioned a work of art that could be created entirely from erasure. He began by erasing his own work, but soon craved the work of a more established artist. Because he was a fan of de Kooning, he approached the established artist for a drawing that he could erase to create a new work of art. After some persuasion, de Kooning gave Rauschenberg a work that was deliberately difficult for Rauschenberg to erase, heavily worked on with crayon, ink, pencil, and charcoal. He also made sure not to choose works that he didn't like. It took Rauschenberg about 2 months to erase as much as he could of the work, using a variety of different erasers. He placed the final result in a plain gilded frame and had the artist Jasper Johns inscribe it. Jean Tinguely is a Swiss painter and sculptor, best known for his sculptural machines and kinetic art known as metamechanics. His work often satirizes the mindless overproduction of material goods in an advanced industrial society. Homage to New York was described by Time magazine as a machine that destroys itself. 250 people watched his 27-foot sculpture saw itself apart before setting itself on fire and imploding in 27 minutes. The artist said Homage to New York was, for me, an attempt to liberate myself from the material. The best way to do this was to make it self-destroying, like Chinese fireworks, so that during the event, and naturally it became an event, a spectacle, all these materials, even the smoke, became part of the sculpture. Michael Landy is a British artist who is highly influenced by the work of Jean Tinguely. He created an installation called A Breakdown, in which the machine systematically destroyed all his possessions, all 7,227 of them, including books, mementos, clothes, artworks, and his entire art archive. In its entirety, I was thinking about the first 37 years of my life as a consumer, said Landy. I did it on an industrial scale, on a conveyor belt, not in an angry, violent way. It was basically everything I had collected over the first 37 years of my life. Things that had a monetary value to things that had a sentimental value. It was the happiest 2 weeks of my life because it was so liberating, but also it was a kind of witnessing to my own death. Thomas Demond is a German sculptor and photographer known for making photographs of large-scale, three-dimensional models that he builds from found photographs, often from the popular press of historically or culturally significant events. The result is a very convincing, though not entirely perfect, image of a space. Landing is one of these pieces. The viewer is confronted with this image of a shattered vase. The image is based on a widely reported accident at the Fitzwilliam Museum in Cambridge, England, in which a museum visitor tripped on their shoelaces, fell down the stairs, and knocked over 3 Qing Dynasty vases. His model, which was built from paper and card, is destroyed after being photographed, making the image the sole artwork displayed. Raphael Ortiz is an American educator, artist, and founder of El Museo de Barro. In 1966, Ortiz participated in the Destruction in Art Symposium. There, a diverse group of international artists, poets, and scientists gathered to talk about the theme of destruction in art in response to the senseless destruction of human life and landscapes endangered by the Vietnam War. Ortiz performed a series of 7 public destruction events, including his piano destruction concerts. Highly conscious of the meaning behind his actions as a destruction artist, he's written the influential Destructivist Manifesto in 1962. In it, he warns against the aggressive, destructive urges that evoke war, genocide, exploitation, and other consequences of human actions, and to instead pay attention to the link between the history of art, human development, ritual, and inner relationships of the mind, body, and spirit. So there's 5 artists who's destroyed their own work or other people's art in order to create an entirely new work of art. What do you guys think? As always, if you have any other artists that you would like to mention, leave them in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe for every single 5 and 5 that come out every single Sunday. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.